Hi, Bex. It's Stephanie and Adrian from the How to Be a Redhead podcast. Welcome.
Hi, excited to be here, guys.
Yeah, we are
Hi.
so excited to talk to you about your life, about beauty. So, a question we like to ask all of our redheaded guests: what was it like for you growing up as a natural redhead?
I'm actually not a natural redhead. I'm a natural strawberry blonde.
Okay,
And
Blonde.
I
yeah,
Okay.
feel
we
like
still
I'm
can.
blessed with the complexion that it's constantly,
Yeah.
everyone thinks that it's natural, but I didn't go red until I was like 19 or 20. And I was interning at Northern Virginia Magazine at the time in like the beauty column. And we were working on hair stories, and a stylist really wanted me to go red. Was like, let's accentuate your natural tones. And I was so nervous because I'd never done anything to my hair. And he was like, oh, I promise it'll be great. And so that was like 12 years ago. And so I've been a redhead
Wow.
ever since.
And it's just it's like you're meant to be a redhead
Yeah.
though.
I mean,
Like
you
you
can see
feel
my
like it
roots. Like
is.
it's very
Yeah.
close.
It's very close.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I would almost say you're natural, but
I
I
know,
know
I
you're
know.
like, I'm
I
not.
think it's
I know, I
because when I
know.
get it done, it's so much more vibrant, which I'm sure like y'all have seen like on my Instagram and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
it does kind of fade out to be natural
Fade.
with my brows and everything. So it
And
works.
so your natural hair color, well, growing up, it was strawberry blonde.
Yes.
Okay.
So there
We
was the reddish tint, and good Lord, I've got the skin to match. I burn like like redhead and all of that.
Us
So
too.
hello.
Yeah, I know. Like
So
everyone, you probably, I mean, I should ask, do you remember like your worst sunburn? Because I
yes,
sure do. Yeah.
vividly. I was
Yeah.
like 3 or 4, and when it happened, I got like blisters from it. And like we had put
Oh,
sunscreen on and everything. And like ever since then, I mean, you can't really see it right now with makeup, but I've got like freckles and stuff ever since I got that sunburn. Like before then, I never had
wow.
freckles.
3 or 4 years old?
Really?
Yeah, I was like 4 years old, I think.
Oh
Cause like
my.
there's,
It
I
all
have like
it that's
pictures
all
where
it is.
I'm like, yeah, it was not
Yeah,
fun,
I know. I
but
know.
I
It's like,
am religious about sunscreen now.
yeah, same. I know Adrian and we wear a lot of sunscreen. How do you keep your hair so vibrant now?
So I go and get it touched up probably once every like 2.5 months.
Mm.
I was super spoiled when I lived in New York. I was a writer and editor up there for 5 years. And so being a beauty writer, I got to like try all of the best salons and colorists, whatever. And it was so nice because I went to Rob P. Toom in Brooklyn for years, and they're just magic with hair. So if you guys are ever in New York or need a touch up, whatever,
Yeah.
but down here in Virginia, it's a little harder to find someone who really knows their reds. So I've just made it easy on myself. I go to Madison Reed.
Oh
They
yeah,
You do,
specialize
yeah.
in, glosses. They can do like root touch ups and stuff. So I just get my roots touched up and then do a gloss. So I do I'm trying to think, it's the 7RC. I think it's like Carrera Crimson is the color.
yes.
And then there's
Mm-hmm.
a mask called Zucca that you can just do in the shower whenever you want it to be bold. But usually I don't have to mask in between just because my hair care routine is so color friendly that it kind of like stays in its vibrant shade. And the only thing that really changes is my roots. So I use the R & Co Dallas collection for
Oh yeah.
shampoo, conditioner. It is a dream, especially if you have fine hair. It makes it so much more voluminous and dense. And there's the Rodeo Star Mousse is great for like keeping your bangs and whatnot. And then my be all end all is the
Color
Color
wow.
Wow Next Beauty
Wow.
Reflection Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. It is a dream.
Yeah.
You use it every few washes, and it just makes it so your hair is frizz free. And I do not go anywhere without it. Like it's special when you
Wow.
buy it in travel size, like it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
with me
Yeah.
everywhere I go.
Like I need it exactly what you just said. I need it everywhere I go.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Makes
I know
such
it's
a
so
big
good when you
difference.
find products that work for your hair or your skin, but it's life-changing.
Yes. 100%. I'm like that with hair care, skincare, because with my skin, it's, so sensitive, so reactive. And so I have to be
Mhm.
very careful what I put on it. So as soon as I find a brand where I regularly don't break out or have like exacerbated redness, I'm like, okay, like we're sticking to this. So for me, that's like Tatcha, Drunk Elephant. I've recently been obsessed with the new Herbivore sunscreen. They just came out with it and it's spectacular. So
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to try that. That
I know.
sounds
I've seen it,
that
Adrian.
sounds really
We
great.
haven't. Yeah.
So cute.
We haven't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's great.
love it.
Mineral.
That's really awesome. And I wanted to talk too because I can see you're wearing a vibrant top.
Yes.
And when you scroll on your Instagram, I mean, it just is color, color, color. And I think that's what really attracted us to want to talk to you because if you have seen or haven't seen, Steph and I were on Shark Tank and we purposely wore hot pink or like a magenta jumpsuits. And we did that on purpose because we know that redheads have been told for years that they can't wear red or they can't wear pink or they can't wear orange or yellow or like any of the fun colors we're basically not supposed to wear. And when I was scrolling through your Instagram before Pam reached out to you, I was like, what an inspiration for anyone with red hair to be able to be like, no, you can wear whatever you want. Like today, I see all the colors,
All the colors.
on you.
There's prints in here. There's like little cheetahs or something.
Look at that.
I love that.
I love that. I just think that is awesome. So did you ever shy away from color and then decided to love it? Or like, what was your journey and what color makes you feel your best?
So for clothes, I mean, I've always loved color. I will say I've definitely leaned into my personal style in the past like 5 years of being like super bright all the time. I love to pattern mix, color mix. You know, I think any bold color can look good together. I'm not picky about how it mixes. And I do kind of credit New York for that because you can wear anything in New York and nobody bats an eye. So sometimes it is funny getting dressed here in Virginia because even though I'm like right outside DC, sometimes people are like, wow, you are bright. But so with clothes, I've always been pretty colorful, but with makeup, it's so funny because up until I want to say like 2015, my idea of lipstick was like lip balm. And like that was all I wore. And then it's a funny story, but like I went through a breakup with a guy that I was working with in college. We worked at the same restaurant and I was like, I have to see this guy. Like it's going to be awful. So I went to Ulta and like found the brightest lipstick I could find to like boost my confidence.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it was it's so sad because it's discontinued now. It was the Too Faced Melted Matte. It was like this little tube. It was wonderful. And it was the hottest pink, like this color probably.
Love
I had never worn something like that. I had never worn red lipstick back then. And I just felt so instantly put together that it became my color for like a while. And then I switched back and forth between pink and red. And so I always do pink or red. Like the idea of wearing a nude lipstick for me, it doesn't appeal to me. Like I feel like something's missing. So if I am going out and it's just like athleisure or whatever, and it has to be a little more neutral because like a bold lip might look weird. I love I've got a couple of them right here. They're the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumps. And they're so fun. Yeah. Well, that one's like actually pink, but a lot of them are like the shift colors. So you're like orange, but it goes on and it turns like a beautiful natural pink glossy shade. And they've got like ones that shift coral, ones that shift berry. So to me, that's like my natural neutral lip.
I know. I feel
it's perfect.
I wore our we came out with 3 lipsticks, and we'll have to send you our pink and our red and our nude. But I'm wearing our nude right now, and I'm like, oh my god,
you can wear the nude as a base, which
it.
I do all the time, just for like extra, and then I layer it.
Same. But I
just pull it off.
Yeah, but I put this on, and I'm like looking at both of you. I'm like, oh my god, I should have worn my red. I mean, I have it right next to me, but I'm not going to put it on.
I love it. I want to try. I'm going to get the mascara. I'm very intrigued by your mascara.
Oh, we'll send you everything.
I'm excited.
We'll send you everything. So, of course.
That is such a challenge, you know? Like, when you have red hair, then putting black mascara on just for, like, running errands, it just doesn't look right because it looks like you're half done. So, I'm very excited to try that.
Yeah. We have different mascara wand options, too. So, we'll send you everything.
Amazing.
Yeah. So color in your home too with decor. How has that Has that changed kind of how your makeup journey has changed as well?
Yeah, so I've always loved color. I've always been drawn to colorful homes, but I had always had roommates who were not nearly as colorful as I was.
Yeah, that's
Um,
difficult.
yeah, and so growing up, like from my early 20s to late 20s, having roommates, um, it was always more like we could have a little color, but it was more neutral. So it would be like
Hmm.
blush and sage and mint and things like that. And so when I moved down to Virginia, the big exciting part of it was that it would be the first time I'd live by myself. And
Oh,
so
wow.
my first place was a 2-bedroom apartment. And I mean, I was just like, we are doing all of the color. Because to me, wearing color, surrounding myself in color, it is an instant mood boost.
Hmm.
So like if I wake up and I'm not in a great mood, like being able to see color or slip into like a colorful sweatshirt or whatever, it just feels so great. So my first big colorful purchase, I have the Article Spin sectional. It's green velvet. It's beautiful. I love it.
Oh.
I was so excited when I bought it. And that was just the first thing that kind of got me to start buying more color. In terms of my inspiration, I love David Bromstead. He's an HGTV
Okay.
designer.
Yep.
He's the host of My Lottery Dream Home, and he's all about
Mm.
maximalism,
Oh,
Hollywood Regency
yes.
style.
I love
He's
him.
I know who
great.
you're talking
I
about. Yeah.
have been so fortunate. So I write for HGTV, and so I've loved him before getting to write for them. And then they were like, "Oh, can you interview him?" So I've talked to him like a number of times.
Cool.
And
Wow.
something that he told, he's so wonderful too. He's exactly how he seems. Um, but something that he told me that really stuck with me, and I apply it to like everything, is whenever he shops, living in the world that we do, where returns are like for the most part pretty easy, he says, buy everything, take it home, see how it kind of meshes with your space. If it doesn't work, just return it. And so that's how I kind of approach everything is if I, go to Home Goods and see pillows that I love
Hmm.
because I have a bit of a pillow problem. I have so many throw pillows.
No, so do I.
I just buy them and I like bring them home and I'm like, and I can kind of suss it out that way. It's so much easier than trying to imagine your space and like wondering if it'll fit. So that's
No,
been
that's
super
good
helpful.
advice because I think it makes perfect sense. Like if you're leaning towards 4 or 5 pillows,
Yeah.
if you can and you have the means to,
Right.
you purchase the 4 or 5 and then you can always return it depending on, I'm sure the
Yeah.
stores, if there's someone listening, they're like, oh, the stores don't like that because I know Amazon was starting to get strict about returns. And I
Oh,
was just,
really?
I read that. They're trying to make it where you have to pay like a couple dollars
Whoa.
depending
I
on
didn't
where
know
you.
that.
Because you return everything, Steph. That's why
No, I
she
don't.
returns everything.
I love it.
You're always when you go into her car, she has all these boxes. She's like, they're returns, they're
Yeah.
returns.
Well,
Well, I
You
Amazon
have,
makes it
always have a
so
return.
easy. I can see how
I
people would
know
yeah,
take
and
more
they
advantage of
do.
that. I like
yeah, and if
never online shopped on
no,
Amazon for clothes because I didn't realize that their returns
yeah,
were like that until the past couple years. And now it really does make such a big difference because so many brands are on Amazon too. That it's just like,
yeah,
oh,
and
take
I'm
it to your local like Whole Foods if you want to return it. It's great.
right, and that's what I do because
Perfect.
if you're in between sizes, it's like, okay,
Right.
get both. That's what I
Yeah.
do. I get both, and then if one doesn't fit, I'll just return the other
I
one.
like it,
But
Steph. We're on the
yeah,
same
I
page.
know. Yeah.
I was wondering if you've done the color
I
analysis.
have
I
not.
know everyone has done it.
No,
Okay.
I have
I'm
not
wondering
done
I'm
it.
wondering what
I think that I would find that my colors are cool toned. I definitely feel like I pop the most when I'm wearing turquoise, green, purple, shades like that. But I
Mhm.
mean, doesn't every redhead? Um,
Yeah.
I know.
but I love pink and I love orange. And so orange has been a new color for me because it's like been, I'm sure like you've seen on Instagram, I have so much orange right now, but
I
Mhm.
love orange.
for the longest time, I didn't wear it because someone, when I was a lot younger, was like, you do not look right in that color. And it affected me, and I didn't wear it for years. And then this like bright, spritzy orange that's everywhere now, I just love
Mhm.
it. So I'm like, you know what? We're embracing it. I love that color.
Yeah, so to
So,
find something
Yeah.
orange, Do you just Google like orange sweater and then, or are you like going into stores and then seeing the orange and buying it?
So I have some like set brands that are forever pinned in my phone. Gosh, Chrome makes it so easy to shop. So every time like I open it, Never Fully Dressed pops up. So that's where this is from. It's probably
Oh,
my favorite brand ever. It's a
never fully
UK.
dressed.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
dress.
Oh, wait, what's the brand called?
It's called Never Fully Dressed.
Oh, it's called that.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. I've
And
never heard
so
of
it's
it.
a UK based brand that's all about color and inclusivity.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm
Oh.
going to mess it up, but their sizes, I think, go up to like a 26 or like a 28. Like it's very
That's
Amazing.
inclusive.
awesome. Yeah.
And all of their pieces are, for the most part, multifunctional. So they really specialize in these like wrap skirts that can also be worn as mini dresses, or you can like change up the way you tie it for a different look if you want more coverage, less coverage, more of a going out look versus office look.
Oh, cool.
Um, and so that's kind of like where I
Wow.
go first. And then I look at Free People and Anthro. And those are like my
Mm-hmm.
top three places.
Mm-hmm.
And then otherwise it's just kind of, and I love Target. I am a Target girly.
I
It's
like
a
Target. I
problem.
like Target too. I know.
Yes.
Even though recently for my locations, I feel like the clothing hasn't been that good, but I'm like maybe they're in between seasons. This was about a
Yeah.
month ago. So, yeah, I feel like it's hit or miss. I don't
It
know.
is very hit or miss, but I feel I follow on Instagram, it's like Target does it again or something. And there's a
Oh.
couple accounts that are like that and they just purely focus on Target launches. And a couple that have like really stood out to me last year, there was a number of crocheted like raffia bags and they had cute little phrases on them and they were super bright colors. I literally bought all three
Oh my
and brought them with me to France. It was wonderful. They're so cute. It's like out of office and like don't email me or something like that. Um, this year,
Did you
though, my
see
Target
I
fixation
was
has
gonna
been
make
for
sure
spring. They launched these cropped zip up
that
sweatshirts, like hooded sweatshirts, and they're fitted. They're so cute. They're kind of like a neon pastel, and I bought every color.
yeah, I mean when you find
I'm very much
something
so a
you
Steve Jobs in that way. If I find something that I like, I will buy it in every color.
Yeah. Yeah.
have you seen the Diane von Furstenberg
Oh, yes.
collection on Tarte? Because she's
Oh,
full
yes.
of color. Okay. Oh, so you
I
picked it.
bought as soon as because I got like the pitch for that in the weeks leading up to it. I was like, oh my goodness. And so I wrote about it for HGTV. And
Oh,
so the
wow.
morning of the launch, I got my mom and I was like, we are going to find this bedding. And I got all of the bedding pieces that I wanted. The clothes weren't really for me. Like I liked the prints and stuff, but the fits just weren't flattering. I do love their bralette and I think I got the robe, but the bedding, it makes me so happy every time I walk in my room because I just have it at the end of my bed. And I got like, there's a huge throw pillow that goes across like an entire queen size bed. And it's green and white, like a zebra print. They call it like sea twig,
Ooh.
I think. And it has a blue border. It's so cute. And it looks, that was really one of the designer collections I will say that looked much higher quality than some of the other ones. I was genuinely surprised by the quality of the bedding because sometimes
Yeah.
you feel
Yeah.
It could be
Target
hit or
bedding,
You don't
it's
know.
miss.
not great,
Yeah.
but it's so comfortable. It's quite nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so great. Well, we want to get into beauty and all of that, but first, I was when we were going through your call sheet, I read that you had laser hair removal.
Hmm.
And Stephanie and I were both talking about that
On
because
your
we've done so many
underarms.
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah, we've done so many episodes on laser hair removal. And a lot of natural redheads can't get it done because we have such fair or like blonde hair.
Right.
So now that we've talked to you and we know that you're strawberry blonde, you must have darker hair to be able for that laser to hit.
Yeah.
So lucky you.
So when I got it done, I was kind of told, have general expectations. Don't think that this is going to be a one-stop shop because my hair is still light, but the hair under my arms is slightly darker than the hair on my head. So I would say
Okay.
that it probably like cut it in half. So now I can go about a week and a half to 2 weeks without having to shave. So It's
Without having to
nice.
shave your armpits? Oh, I'm
Mhm.
jealous. I have to
But
go
I
every
mean, it
day.
still grows,
Me
but it
too.
grows so slowly and there's so much less of it that, you know, I feel like that also cuts down on like with less hair. I feel like there's less oil, so it just smells better. So
I was
it's
gonna say,
not as bad if I, forget deodorant or something.
would you do more lasering sessions, or are you done? Are
Honestly,
you not
no.
going to do it?
People
No.
that say that it doesn't hurt,
Yeah, they're lying.
I don't know. Because to
It
me,
hurt. It
it
hurt.
was painful because it literally feels, they're like, oh, it's like a rubber band flick, but like a rubber band flick on steroids. It hurts so badly.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Ugh.
and
Oh, and it's so sensitive right there too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
so typically if I want to do like a longer lasting hair removal, I'll do a wax. And that's
Okay.
perfectly fine. And even though that hurts, it's
Mm.
like a one and done. It takes like 5 minutes,
Yeah, it's one of the things
Right.
where it's just, okay, hurry up and get this done when I
Yeah.
get a wax.
It's like, distract me, please.
Yeah, and I have to really breathe in and breathe out
too.
because
You
the
can
breathing
stop
really
breathing.
helps with
But
the
you know what's
waxing.
funny? Like, I tell my wax lady that, and she will sometimes trick me. And she's like, okay, I'll count to 3. And then she does it on 2. And she's like, it's always easier if you don't see it coming, even if you're breathing for it. And I'm like,
Because it's a
I don't
mental
feel
thing,
like
maybe.
it. That hurt.
I've had people do that to me too. Like 1, 2, and then they just do it. I don't
Yeah. I'm like,
love
okay.
it, but I'm like, at least that part's over.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. I was so interested in the laser hair removal. So for skincare though, I know we were talking briefly about it, but do you have sensitive skin?
Very.
I know you love sunscreen. You do have sensitive
Yes.
skin. Okay. We do. Oh, I do. Stephanie really doesn't, but
Lucky. Yes, my skin
she
is
is
very
lucky.
reactive. So because of that, and I mean, it's just common practice in the beauty industry because I mean, I'm getting sent like dozens of products almost every day, and it's too much to possibly put on my face. So I will always
Yeah.
swatch on my arm, my wrist before I would ever put it on my face, unless it's Tatcha, Drunk Elephant, a lot
Like
of
a brand
herbivore
that you
products.
trust and know.
What was that?
A brand that you trust and
Yes,
know and have tried other
exactly.
products from their line. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so like the Tatcha purple line, it's like the dewy skin line. I've been using it at least 5 years and I have never had a problem. It makes my skin look fantastic. So anytime Tatcha comes out with a new product, I'm like, sign me up. I'm ready to try it. Same goes with Drunk Elephant. I really like Dermalogica as well. But then,
They're
there's
great.
ones that you try one off and it does work. It doesn't irritate you. So I'm just careful about what I try. But yeah, like I was saying, the new Starseed, it is so good.
Yeah,
It's
we have
like
to try
slightly
that,
tinted.
which
And
I
it's like a
love.
mineral. It's a sunscreen. It's great. By
Yeah,
Herbivore.
I love that.
Yeah, and look how
And
cute it is.
I know, and
So
the
cute.
color's bright.
Yeah.
Maybe you're attracted. It seems like Tatcha's purple, and then
Yeah. And then Drunk Elephant's purple they're all like different colors. But it is funny because even my skincare very much so is bright. Because another one that I love you can actually get at Target is what is it called? Future Wise. And it's a slugging brand. And so like if you have dry skin or sensitive skin, you can lock in a lot of moisture by putting an occlusive over top your hydrating products. And so Future Wise has a slugging balm and it's spectacular. Their face mist is great, but all of it is hot pink products. And so even my vanity is colorful.
Redheads, have you heard?
We aired on ABC's Shark Tank, episode 14, season 15. We are busy developing products and continuing to grow this incredible redhead lifestyle brand.
Check out our mascara and eyebrow products in red hot shades, hair care, merch, lifestyle items, and so much more. Redheads, we can now rejoice.
Finally, there are products for us.
Use code podcast to get 15% off your next purchase. Shop at shop.howtobearedhead.com.
Yeah, I love that. I'm not surprised though, because it's like your wardrobe and then skincare is so part of your life, just like decor and where you live. So, and it makes you happy.
It does. Just seeing the colors, I'm like, okay. And knowing that the products within them are great, I'm like, let's have a little ritual.
Yeah.
And I'd love to talk about makeup.
Yeah.
So What is your favorite lipstick? What are you wearing right now?
So today I actually tried something new. It's called the Neen Going Steady Longwear Lip in the shade Lucky. It's my first time ever wearing it. I got sent it
Okay,
like
I
a
love
couple
it.
weeks
I
ago.
love it.
It's great. It has not budged off of my lips. My favorite, excuse me, my favorite red lipstick that I've had. I loved it so much. I bought like multiple tubes in case it ever like got discontinued. It's the I Am Ambitious by Real
Oh,
Her. Like what a fun
yeah.
name
Okay.
too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're a great brand and
The
so
perfect
positive.
blue red. It's
Mhm.
great. I really like the rare beauty ones, the pink and the red.
Mhm.
They are kind of more of like a powder matte application, but I
Yeah.
love it. And then some of the other ones that I like, I want to say is the Urban Decay. I think it's called Lip Vinyl. You like shake it up, put it on. It's super glossy, but it stays in place.
Mm.
And then in terms of like non-colored lip, I love the Summer Fridays lip balm, especially their new birthday. I think it's called Birthday Cake. And it's kind of pale pink with
Ooh.
glitter, but
Oh,
very, very subtle.
fun.
So it's just kind of like an ethereal lip. And then for hydration, absolutely obsessed with the Nude Skin by Nude Sticks. It's Shea and
Oh, yeah.
Avocado.
They're
This one
great.
is a light pink and it's minty, but then they've got just clear mint and then they have a like neutrally light brown one. So I'm like, come out with more of these guys because I'm obsessed.
That's awesome. We'll have to
Yeah.
share this all in the podcast notes because our listeners are probably like writing down, or maybe they have a sticky note or,
Oh
grabbing their
yeah.
note section on their phone.
Follow me. I'm constantly posting about my products. There are just so many great ones out there, and I feel like they don't all get the airtime they deserve. So,
Yeah, it must be fun with your
Yeah.
job. You say that you get several products like sent to you a
yeah,
day, and that must be really awesome.
it's
'Cause
wonderful. Sometimes it can be overwhelming because there's so much that I want to try, but it's very much so a first world problem. And it's nice
yeah,
because all of my friends really like the perk of it. Because if there's something that I'm like, my skin cannot tolerate that, I can just
take
ask
it
one of my
here.
friends, like, hey, can you try this?
Yeah,
So I have like a beauty closet in my office where when my friends come over, I'm like, go to the beauty closet, like pick stuff out, let me know what you think. So
that's
it's fun.
awesome. Yeah, perks of the
That's
job.
awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And what about do you wear foundation? Like, are you like a tinted sunscreen
I am
person? What
a
do you do for the skin?
CCC cream. So it's Clay
Okay.
Cosmetics
Mm-hmm.
CCC. It's spelled CLE for Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've used it for years. It's spectacular. I use that when I want a bit more coverage. I'm not wearing it right now. But that's like the most coverage that I'll go for. And it's still notably lighter than a foundation. I find that with my skin type, I have combination skin and I feel like my pores are like magnets for foundation. So it just
Mm.
doesn't look good for me. But what I love is, I don't remember what it's called. I used it this morning, but it's the Stila color correcting primer. So it's specifically for redness. So I'll
Okay.
apply that. And then I have the Chanel water, it's like a water based. It literally looks like water with little like dots of color in it. And then when you pump it out and mix it, it turns into like a nice tinted serum. And it's just very
Oh,
glowy. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. And
that
I forgot
sounds
to bring it out here
nice.
with me. But those are like my two. And then I love blush. Blush is my favorite product. And then because I do have combination skin, I'll get an oily T-zone. And for that, I really like the Laura Geller Baked
Oh,
face palette.
Oh
So this
yeah.
one is just
Yeah.
great because it has a lot in it. So for whenever I travel, I'll bring this
oh yeah,
and
gorgeous colors.
right. And they're all,
Gorgeous.
I don't know if you can tell, but they're all marbled. And so I feel like they can work for a variety of skin tones. But I also have the individual compacts. There's foundation ones if you want to create an all over kind of radiance. They've got fantastic bronzers. So I really love their powders if I need a little more coverage or a pop of blush or whatever it may be. And their
So
highlighters are fabulous.
are you more powder than liquid, or do you kind of use
I
both?
do both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I start with the primer and the water-based like serum CC cream situation. It's like a tinted moisturizer, really. And then I finish and lock it in with powder. So I'll
Yeah.
usually use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrushed Effect as like my setting powder on top of the cream. And then I'll put colored powder from Laura Mercier or Laura Geller, my bad, on top.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, it looks great. And I was wondering too, just in terms of, do you do facials? Are you into facials or chemical peels or do any of that?
I have in the past. I get Botox. I haven't had it in, I'm like, I definitely need it for my 11s, or want it for my 11s. But I usually get it every 6 months, like 5 to 6 months. So luckily my
Okay, that's not
skin
bad.
doesn't metabolize it too much. But it's funny, I never thought I would want it. And then ever since doing it for a story like 6 years ago, I'm like, I love Botox.
You know what's so funny about that too is that's really the secret to some people's glow
Yeah.
is Botox.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a great skincare routine, but like it's going to give you that glow.
Exactly. And I mean, it's nice because it, keeps your creases. I feel like sometimes when you crease, your makeup can get stuck in the creases and then that can make you look dull. So, I mean, I like it. I go to Skin Spirit in Georgetown. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful location. All Skin Spirits are, and they have them all over the country. And then for facials, I really like Heyday. They're affordable. It's kind of like reminds me of how Madison Reed makes hair care affordable to the masses. That's kind of
my
how
God.
Heyday is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why do I feel like
It's been all over Instagram lately.
Yeah,
So
I've seen it. I've seen it. Yes, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. But yeah, it does have the same premise like
Yeah.
Madison Reed.
Or like Dry Bar. Like that's kind of what it
Yeah.
reminds me of. It's like you pop in, you get what you need. It's not going to be like a super luxe facial, but it does everything you need. You get your chemical exfoliation if you want to do a red light add-on or whatever it may be. They can do it. They'll do extractions, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll do that like once every couple of months. My big self-care thing is I just get regular massages because it's good for body and mind.
Nice.
It's very good for mental health, I think, too.
It's
Take that time for
necessary.
yourself.
I need a massage. I had one recently. I mean, I had to cancel like the last two, just things came up, but I'm due. But yes, I agree. It's so important to just lay down.
Take that time.
Yeah, try to turn your brain off in this fast world that we live in.
Yeah, put your phone away and just relax.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice feeling.
And so now with traveling, so we know that you travel.
Yes.
So what's next for you in terms of traveling? Are you going somewhere cool? Have you been somewhere cool? I'm a big traveler myself.
I love to travel.
Fun fact, Stephanie and I, we backpacked through Europe, like so cliche.
Oh my gosh,
like when we were in college.
Our parents didn't want us to, but we did it anyway.
I love it. I went to Europe for the first time last summer, and my best friend and I went to France, and we started in Paris and then went through the south of France.
Yeah.
Stayed in Cannes.
So
yes.
And Cannes is one of my favorite places in the world. I loved it there so much.
Yeah. Did you do Nice?
Yes, we went through Nice, went to Monaco, went to Menton. Menton was beautiful. It's so colorful. I literally saw it on Instagram and was like, we have to go there because everything is like orange, yellow, pink, like all of the buildings. So we had such a great time that we have decided it is our new tradition. So we're going to Italy for 2 weeks this year.
That's wonderful. Just you and your friend who went to France?
Yeah. So it was funny because last year I went for like what inspired the whole trip was one of my friends was getting married in Stockholm. And I was like, if I'm going to Europe, I'm going to Europe. Like we've got to do the things that I've always wanted to do. So I asked my friend to go with me ahead of time and travel. And so that's kind of what's happening this time. One of my best friends is getting married in Sicily. And so in the 2 weeks leading up to it, we're going and traveling, and we got Taylor Swift tickets for Milan, which
you did? Yes. Are you a Swiftie?
No. I'm thrilled.
Are you a Swiftie?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm not so much of a Swiftie that I'm like sitting there on Instagram looking for Easter eggs per se. I find it entertaining when I scroll across it, but I just love her music.
Yeah.
I love her vibe. I like how she dresses, all of that. And, you know, I've been listening to her for like 15 years. So pretty much since
Yeah.
like
Wow.
she started.
Yeah,
So
and she's
we
all
are,
about her messages are always really positive. And I think
yes.
I read I think it was something on a talk show or something recently, and she said, "My biggest thing is I want to look ahead, you know, in 20, 30 years, when I look back at myself, I want to be proud of myself and
Yes.
know that I did a good job with like helping, you know, being a good role model for younger kids." I think that's what the interviewer was asking her about, how is she a good role model, and I thought that perspective was so good. And you can pertain that to your life no matter if you're Taylor Swift or not. Just like,
Right.
what I'm doing right now, will it, you know, will I be happy
It
about that
matters. It
in 20,
matters.
30
Like your
years?
actions matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I really I mean, I feel like everyone, it's like my husband always said, like, you never wait, what did he say recently about football with her and Travis Kelce?
Travis
Is like,
Kelce.
if you didn't know, if you were into sports and football and you didn't know who Taylor Swift was, it was like after the
Now you
NFL
know.
season, like you knew who she was.
Right.
But I
It's
have
so funny because my nephew is 16 and he plays football and he finds it wildly annoying that
a lot
I
of
watched the Super Bowl with him because I've never been so so invested in the Super Bowl because I have
yeah.
really liked Travis Kelce and I knew who he was before Taylor Swift because my nephew's favorite team is the Chiefs. And
Oh, okay.
so he would like show me things and I love how Travis Kelce dresses because he is also not afraid to, you know, wear
He rocks.
something
Yeah,
bold and colorful and
right.
fun. And so when they started dating, I was like, this is incredible. Like, I love her. I love him. They're wonderful. And my
Yeah.
nephew hates it. He
Well, I
constantly complains about it.
yeah, I think a lot of football fans were upset because, you know, after like they scored a touchdown, they'd go right to Taylor Swift
Right.
instead of showing the team, because, you know, football players are into I think the NFL like X'd it out, but then they brought it back where you can do, when you get a touchdown, you can do something
Yeah,
like
you can do
a
like a dance.
dance, or you used to get penalized for that, I think.
Yeah.
And then they always highlighted that, and whether they threw the football to the fans or whatever, and then they always cut it to Taylor
Right.
Swift. So
But you know what's funny? They actually, like, I don't know who it was, but someone, I saw it in an article, they tallied up how much screen time she got. And it was like
oh,
48 seconds. Like it was
uh,
so minimal that
yeah.
it was, I think after that, that she made her comment about like the Chad's dads and Brad's or something. And she was like, so sorry to have annoyed the NFL fan base because I think that, I mean, I don't know her, but I would think that she didn't want to go to the games when people were getting, like, she was being booed. So,
Yeah, I know. That's horrible. Yeah, but
mhm.
also to your point, I love her style too.
Yeah, it's so
She
good.
I
It's
mean, I'm sure
fun.
she has a team, but
Yeah.
it's a cool style. Yeah.
And she changes
I
it
think
based on her albums, so it's fun.
and I
Yeah.
loved her documentary. Did you guys
Oh,
and
on
it was a
Disney
Yes,
while
it's great.
ago.
I
Plus?
have not seen
Oh,
it.
no, I
No, her
haven't
new
seen
one.
it.
And I mean, sorry, it's old. It's like probably 2018, 2019. It's on
Miss
Netflix.
No.
Americana
Americana
or
or something.
Americana. Yeah,
I've seen
it's
it, like,
good.
I know it's on Netflix, I think, but I haven't seen it. And I haven't watched
It's
the
really
Eras
good.
tour because I was like, if I'm going, I don't want to know what's happening. So,
Maybe enjoy that documentary, even though it was from before pandemic, I think.
yeah,
I got to see her in a different light, you
right.
know, just in terms of her as a human being. You know, they show her doing her album and writing her music, but it's a lot of just like her personal opinions on like everything from politics to family to what's
Mm.
important in life. And I think she even
Mhm.
highlighted when her mom was sick for a little bit, and
Nice.
it humanized her. I don't know. I
Yeah,
was really touched by the documentary. I think anyone would love it.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Rebecca, Bex,
You're
we loved
good.
Wait, I
having
have
you
to say,
on.
Bex reminds me of, did you ever watch You?
Yes.
Bex,
Bex,
Such a
right?
good one.
Bex.
It's
Bex.
funny, I use my full name as my byline because it feels weird to use like a nickname in my last name as my like professional call name.
I can see
But
that. Yeah.
when people
Yeah.
call me Rebecca, I'm like, am I in trouble? Like,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
But
Well, it's such
Bex,
a
yeah.
pretty name. I know it's like common, but Rebecca, I think, is just such a
It is
pretty.
beautiful.
It's just
Yeah,
such
it's a
a
pretty
pretty
name.
name.
thanks, guys. Well, it was
Yay.
Yeah.
wonderful to
Well, we
chat with
loved.
you.
love talking to you too.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you inspired me. I did pink nails. We
I
had some
love
other
it.
guests too who love pink.
Love
So
it.
I did pink nails and yeah, just going for the bold. So thank you for the inspo.
Good. I'm so glad. I think we can all, wear more color, dress more colorfully, more vividly, have a little more fun with it,
Yes.
Yeah,
Interesting.
have
Couldn't
fun.
agree more. Yep.
Love it. Well, thanks for having
Thank
me,
you for
guys.
coming on.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.